Outlet Liquor is your place to buy a case. Stock up and save when you shop the lowest prices available every day at Outlet Liquor. You never have to wait for a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Only at Outlet Liquor.
What's your outlet?
Folks, happy Friday. Welcome to a brand new episode of Degenerate Danger Zone, sponsored by New York's only outlet. When you need to stock up, it's the place to buy a case. What's your outlet? Guess who's back from Las Vegas, folks? None other than Degenerate Al himself. There he is, and we are also joined by the infamous Creek Degenerate. Creek, how we doing today?
Hey, doing great, doing great. Lots of good stuff out there. I like it.
All right, I guess the first thing to address here, Al, is the people are wondering how your Vegas trip went. Did you come back up? Did you come back down? How'd it go?
Yeah, I got to admit, it was definitely a weird day yesterday with having the flight cancellation from Chicago to Buffalo. So then had to end up, we went back to party on the Strip for 4 to 5 hours, and we flew to Baltimore, landed at 1 a.m., didn't have our luggage in Baltimore, and then woke up this morning, landed in Buffalo. Flight was delayed like an hour. We land, our luggage still isn't there. I had to go back to the airport 3 hours later to pick it up. So a little bit of a shit show there, but I'll tell you right now, guys, I've been to Vegas a lot. This is probably a top 2 trip of mine. Normally I'm going home with barely any money. It's very easy in Vegas to get tilty. It's all about surviving and advancing and not getting too crazy. And I'll admit it, the first Sunday and Monday when I was there this week, it was a rough start. I pretty much blew through, I'd say 50% of my funds. And when I go to Vegas, it's all cash. It is straight cash only. I leave all my debit cards, all that crap at home. I go there with an ID and a credit card and cash. That is it. It goes from a George Costanza wallet to literally the skinniest thing ever. But yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday happened, and I hit some really big plays. I would have been up earlier in the week if it wasn't for the damn Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't know if you guys saw that on Monday. They were the biggest favorite on the card Monday. I thought it was easy parlay fodder at minus 400. So a couple tickets I had them riding to pay out that night. They lose. They get whooped by Montreal 5-2. But the turnaround was Tuesday morning with St. Thomas. And then it all happened from there. And I'm sure you guys saw the big hit. My cousin hits a ridiculous parlay. I feel like every time we're in Vegas, he bet in the Champions League, draw, and reverse puck line with the Canadians against the Sabres. Our last night in Vegas, Wednesday night, $20 for $855.
Wow.
Yeah, just stupid money. And then I also hit my favorites parlay that night. So I love doing one parlay fodder where I did one big college basketball money line, one big soccer money line, and Colorado Avalanche. They took down the Red Wings. So very successful Vegas trip, coming home with money. Feels great.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it does. I know I benefited a little from you this past week. We were all riding some college basketball plays quite a bit. Al put me on West Virginia +6, made some nice cash there. I feel like we've all been hot with the college basketball a little bit as of late. So why don't we start there? We got college basketball tonight. We got NBA. We got NHL. We got Bellator going on right now. But let's dive into the college basketball. Al, you looking at anything on that slate?
Yeah, I am real quick. I just wanted to mention one last thing about Las Vegas and just get both of your takes on it real quick. Guys, Las Vegas is still – their books are like from the 60s, you feel like. You can't get a lot. There are so many things they don't let you bet and they're not available for. It drives me nuts. You can't use the Caesars app in the Caesars book. Like, it's just very, very odd. There's no DK. There's no FanDuel. They make it so you have to go to the window. And they don't offer anything. There were games where, like, I'm expecting to have, like, Premier League live at half or something. They didn't have Premier League, but then they had, like, the English Champions League or the English Championship League. Yesterday, they didn't have Europa League. They're like, oh, yeah, we'll have all the games on TV. I'm like, buddy, you got this Europa League game on here. You don't have a line. I was just –
They had the game on, but no line?
No line. It made no sense. I couldn't bet any Europa League. The guy told me there was no soccer I could bet on. I walk over to the kiosk, and I go, sir, there's Arsenal Wolves here on this kiosk. How can I not get it with you? And he's like, oh, let me check that again. He found it, and you got to go to the window because if you don't go to the window, you don't get the free drink tickets. And if you use so that's why I don't use the kiosk there. You got to, I mean, you know how expensive drinks are. You want a vodka soda, it's going to be $15. So you need these drink tickets. But like you said, back to the college basketball slate tonight. Small slate. One game I was looking at, I believe it starts actually in 37 minutes here. We got Akron, Ohio. Huge rivalry game in Ohio tonight. Ohio's laying 7. Throw the freaking records out. Give me Akron and the points in that one, Creek.
Wow.
Yeah, I got told too much in basketball. The only game I was really looking at was Harvard-Princeton and the over. Just the battle. They're going to go back and forth. I like it over 141. That was the only real college game that stuck out to me.
Hey, Creek, how about that lock in Vegas on Tuesday, St. Thomas? A team that's lost 12 in a row, and you're telling me you're on the road and you're only plus 1.5? I'm just like, and that was the only game that you could bet on in college basketball. So that to me, I was like, that's a sharp versus square matchup there. Yeah. Give me the team that's lost 12 in a row, just like me in Vegas.
Yeah, hammered it. That was nice.
That was awesome.
Unreal. Yeah, that was a big hit that Al had for sure. I was looking at that Maction as well, that matchup, Ohio-Akron. I was thinking about taking Ohio -7, though, so I'll stick away from that for now. I'm looking at Richmond, St. Louis. Richmond, strong team that you probably don't hear about that often. They were really good for me last season against the spread. -3 seems a bit generous to me, and they're at home. Give me Richmond -3 at a pick'em. And that's about all I have for college basketball. Shall we move on to the NBA? 76ers James Harden makes his debut tonight on the road in Minnesota. Either of you have a pick there or anything in the NBA?
Creek, you can start.
I got nothing, brother. I got nothing in the NBA. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got all NHL tonight.
No, I listen, and
that's completely okay.
It's like, you know how I feel. The NBA to me is it's very difficult sport for me to cap. I've never personally had a good record there. I know a couple of my buddies, they're killing it right now with player props. So that's something that, I can potentially get behind. I mean, if I'm looking at the numbers real quick, another rivalry game, obviously in LA, you got the Clippers, Lakers -3. I think, the Lakers have been trashed lately, but I'll take them at home -3 in that matchup against the Clippers.
Yeah, like you said, too, and your buddies are into player props. And if you're really into those player props or odds boosts on DK specifically, or any of these books, DK's offering James Harden's bearded beginning in Philly tonight. It's James Harden to record 50-plus points, plus rebounds and assists. That's at plus 400. It's not bad if you break it down, see how this new duo works out with Joel. Let's move on to the hockey. Let's start with Creek. He's probably got a lot to say.
Yeah, I got some games picked tonight. First one off the bat, it's easy. It's Columbus, who's been on a tear scoring goals, versus Carolina. It's over 6.5. The thing that could be at the 9. It's Columbus has been putting the puck in the net. Lining's on fire. Carolina brings it right back. So I'm looking for a big over there. Over 6.5 is -135. Next game I have up for Al, the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm taking them on the puck line. I tried doing it in 60. It just wasn't worth it. So I'm going to take it the puck line versus Arizona, -1.5. I think they figured it out. It goes back to shooting the puck. I'm all over the Knights tonight on the puck line.
Yeah, they're actually the reason why I survived somewhat early on in that trip was Vegas on that Sunday night.
Is that the night Jack had 2 goals or no?
I think he had 2, but then they took one away. It must have got deflected.
Oh, okay.
He definitely scored. And yeah, I definitely that taking Vegas straight up was huge because I think I was on the Sabres in a lot that night. I was not going to make that same mistake that same night I left. But yeah, that's something I wanted to bring up too. How about these reverse puck lines, especially with these underdogs? I mean, you had once again Columbus. I'm pretty sure Florida was like -400 yesterday. There was so many big-time favorites in the NHL that have gone down this week that have been above -250 and had the opposing puck line reverse hit. So that's something you really got to look into if you're a sports bettor, NHL gambler, is looking at value on those puck lines. For me here, looking at this slate, a lot of chalk once again. The Avs are -295. The Knights are -260. The Blues are -330. And the Hurricanes are -370. I feel like chalk's got to hit eventually. I think the way the Sabres have been playing, You got to fade them. Throw the Blues in any parlay, maybe Blues in -1.5. And honestly, fade Columbus tonight. I know they've been on a little bit of a tear, but can they go in on back-to-back nights as like -400 underdogs and take that and get another dub? I don't think so. So I'm definitely leaning that Hurricanes Sabres parlay tonight. Or no, sorry, Hurricanes Blues parlay to get close to even.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's really interesting too because that Carolina puck line, it's at a -145, straying away from a pick 'em almost right there. And I'm with you 100%. Fade the Sabres, take the puck line. They got that at -125 too. They're in St. Louis. I don't need much more explanation. Give me the St. Louis Blues -1.5. I mean, fade the Sabres has been in effect, and it's been treating us kind of well. Let's be honest.
Yep.
Yeah. So as much as we love our Buffalo sports, fade the Sabres if you want to make some cash. Creek, you got anything else in the NHL?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the Sabres game. I got a player prop.
Okay.
I'm taking Darlene over a point, over a half a point. It's plus 105. It's plus money. It's hit 80% in the last 5 games. Sabres going to score 1. He's going to be out there.
Love that, Creek. Love that.
Plus money, plus 105. And literally, it's hit 4 out of 5 games.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, Darlene's been on a tear ever since the All-Star game. Love that play. If you're an MMA fan out there, no, it is not Slick Saturday just yet. But we currently have Bellator going on live in Dublin, Ireland. We're about to get to the co-main event, but I have a pick for you right in the main here. We got Gerard Mousasi versus Austin Vanderford. Mousasi, he's a vet. He's been on a tear, but he struggles against the grapplers sometimes. Vanderford's an elite wrestler. And I love the dogs. Give me the dogs barking. In Dublin, too. McGregor in the building. Give me Austin Vanderford plus 205. I like that play a lot. He also just cuffed Paige Van Zandt. And if you're familiar, she is an absolute smoke show. So if she's cage side, that's got to be some extra motivation. Give me Austin Vanderford plus 205.
Oh, so you're taking so Van Zandt's guy is the underdog in the title fight?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
the plus 205. Interesting. Yeah, and speaking of these mobile, like the mobile betting and DraftKings and stuff like that, guys, I'm telling you right now, got to the Chicago airport on Sunday morning, and it wouldn't let me bet on DraftKings from the airport because you have to register at the DraftKings casino first, which I'm like, what on freaking earth? And part 2 of this, I cannot believe how much more you can bet on in Illinois than you can in New York State. And it ticks me off so much because, the Creek used to do it to us, obviously, where they wouldn't post every line. And then you look at DK in New York and you look at DK in friggin' Chicago. I'm like, it's 2 different things. They limit you so much in New York State. And I don't understand it. Like, if I want to bet on cricket in another, another country, let me do it. Or they have every soccer league A to Z you can think of in Chicago.
If I was able to bet on cricket, I'd probably have 6 digits in my bank account as we speak. It's funny you say that, though. I would love to see the Illinois DK because when I was on the way to Houston, obviously, we stopped by Washington Dulles Airport, which is technically in Virginia, and I was looking at live bets. I ended up making like $75 on snooker before I even got on the fucking plane, and I was ecstatic. And I was like, what have you ever heard of that? Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's like Creek. Do you have any explanation for that? Like, why are we so restricted in New York State?
It's regulated. The Gaming Commission has to approve the sports or whatever the bets are that you can bet on. Like shots on goal in the NHL, you can't bet on that in New York State, but you can bet on it in all the other states. So there's very specific rules by the Gaming Commission, and hopefully the big boys step in. DraftKings, FanDuel, and that, and pressure them to make more of these things legal for us.
What can we do to get Creek Degenerate on the Gaming Commission?
Yes.
Bro, we need a petition going.
Awesome. Well, Slick out. Tell us about tonight and what you got going on.
Yes, sir, folks. We have LFA, Legacy Fighting Alliance, similar to a subdivision of UFC, going down at the Seneca Niagara Casino tonight. Got moved from 7 to 8 o'clock, but we have our own Buffalo Kid, Solomon, infamous One King Renfro, fighting in the co-main event welterweight bout against Adam Fugit. He's a -470 favorite, and if you watched his Contender Series performance, he was seconds away from getting a first-round knockout. This guy's got unbelievable power in his hands. His jab has knocked multiple people out. And I have friends that went to high school with this kid. Obviously, I'm gonna ride. I wish there was a line on his KO. I would like to see that. We also have a title fight between two women in the main event, Loveth Young and Jacqueline Omurim. And that's basically a pick 'em. Go with what you want there. Should be good though. I'll be in the building. I'll definitely be keeping you guys updated via the Trainwreck Sports Instagram stories, and I'll be live tweeting as well. And that's a great way to get this weekend started and get me back to a Seneca casino, even though we have mobile wagering legal now. I can't wait to step foot in that freaking casino.
Yep.
But we got more than just a bet on tonight. This weekend is going to be huge. We got the Honda Classic. We got plenty of soccer. Al, start me off. What are you looking at going into the weekend?
So going into the weekend, definitely a soccer guy here. I love betting it. I know Creek does not. I'm going right to the English Premier League, bright and early, 7:30 a.m. I'll be awake for this one. One of my locks of the week when I was in Vegas was I knew that Tottenham game against Burnley was going to be a stinker. The under 2.5 was my lock of the day. I hammered that. Wish I brought more cash with me so I could have. It was 1-0 Burnley final. They beat Tottenham. Tottenham's in a very similar spot. A low favorite, -120 in Leeds on the road at 7:30 a.m. I'm going to be sprinkling Tottenham there bright and early tomorrow morning. And I would love to see Creek. Is Berger going to win the Honda Classic, or would you take the field?
Nah, Berger's got it. I'll be looking at top fives. We got a NASCAR race on Sunday as well.
So that's right. That's right.
Two big things I'm looking at. Berger's got this thing wrapped up. You can just seal it. I think it's like -135 already. That's
120, but yeah.
Yeah, we're playing for fifth, top fives and top tens right now. So gonna put a lot of work in, and we'll get one out Sunday morning.
Awesome. Yeah, cannot wait for the next Creek Pick of the Week video. And people have been texting me. They missed the Creek the Parlay Freak video too. I know you didn't win that one, but we got to bring one of those back too.
Yeah. I'll get back on that. Maybe tomorrow we'll do the parlay, and Sunday we'll Creek Pick of the Week.
Awesome. And people keep saying, Al, why do you go to the Creek? I don't know. It's fun. I'm not going every day, but it's fun just to get there, dabble on some futures. You guys saw my Neiman with the Bills Super Bowl, $3.50 with Neiman for, $1,500. So, I'm fired up. It's going to be a big weekend. I know hopefully Slick and Creek and, we'll be back this weekend.
Absolutely. Going to be a great weekend. As always, you guys know what tomorrow is. I don't need to say it. And if you want some free money or even some nostalgia, get to the Creek, get on your books, get on the apps, do what you got to do. It's going to be great. It's going to be slick. You can count on that. And all we have to say after this free money are 3 words, folks. Good night. Now.
Outlet Liquor is your place to buy a case. Stock up and save when you shop the lowest prices available every day at Outlet Liquor. You never have to wait for a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Only at